Hey, what's going on? I'm shooting a YouTube series entitled The Road to 315-Pound Bench Press. Boom! Why? 315-pound bench press is the mythical bar, the height that everybody wants to get to. If you're not at 315, you think about it. And if you're not at 315, then you don't matter. And if you're not at 315, then you might just get pushed around by somebody who is at 315. So you want to get to the 315 number. Now, I joke and I jest, but in reality, 315 is a standard. And the reason being that most people are 200 pounds and they could get to a 225-pound bench press.
Okay,
So
so
there's different ways of thinking about a 315-pound bench press. You can think about it from a perspective of, hey, I'm going to hit 315 because I personally want to do it. There's people who want to hit 315 because it's a milestone they think will be impressive for others. And there's people who want to hit 315 because they compete in sports, they compete in fitness events and powerlifting, and they know to be able to be maximally strong, then increasing their bench press will have a tremendous effect on the doing
sports.
it, and it's not easy, so nobody is capable of doing it right off the bat. The reality is it's going to take consistency, it's going to take perseverance, it's going to take planning, it's going to take a lot of concentrated thought for most people, potentially 6 months to a year depending on your training program before you started to try and hit 315. But don't think that it's going to come very easily, because sometimes it doesn't. But it's okay, we're here to try. Now, look, I think it's important to talk about a few key principles of increasing your strength on the bench press. One, you need to progressively load the weight. So, what that means is increase your weight over time. You're going to be increasing the amount of weight that you're adding to your bench press over time. It's a progressive load. So, week one, week two, week three, those weights are going to look different. You might be adding 5 to 10 pounds onto that bench every single week. Now, what this means is that you might have a week where you don't increase the load, but you're going to be maybe doing something different. Like I might not increase the weight in week 4, but I'm working on explosive movement and maybe doing a heavier amount of volume. Um, so that's kind of like how I think about my strength training programs and the programs that I've been part of in the past is that we're progressively loading the weight, maybe taking a step back or pausing on the load 1 week to recover, and then we progressively load again. And that's going to help you plateau and increase your strength. All right. So this brings us to an important concept when you're bench pressing, and that concept is going to be safety. As you're bench pressing, there's going to be moments where you are going to push yourself, you're going to feel really strong, you're going to think, I can do this, I can do another 10, 20 pounds, but then suddenly you get under that bench, you start hitting it, set, maybe you're 3, 4 reps in, and then it starts to feel really heavy, and you're starting to go up for that 5th attempt, and it's kind of pausing at the top, and you're kind of locking out, shaking, and then boom, it starts going back. And it doesn't happen very fast. It feels like in your mind, like, oh shit, oh no, it's dropping, but like it drops pretty slowly. It's not super suddenly usually. I mean, unless you black out, there's videos of people blacking out when they're bench pressing, and then like the weight drops very quickly, but usually it doesn't happen like that. It'll kind of like come back and rest on your chest, and then you kind of dump the weight to one side. But you want to also have safety bar if you're going to be benching by yourself. Safety bars are great. When I'm benching by myself, I do not clip the weight. So I do not lock the weight onto the bar. And again, that's because if it does fall onto my chest, first thing is you don't want to roll it up to your neck, and I don't want to roll it down to my waist or to my hips. I just want to go ahead and tilt the bar over. It's really, really easy and much easier to tilt the bar over to one side than it is to try and bench press the whole bar. So even if it is 300 plus pounds, tilting the bar over isn't very hard. So even if you are tired, you are gassed out, you usually can just flip the bar over and kind of roll over on the bench and get out from underneath that bar. And then once one side goes over, the weights will drop, and then it'll automatically, the counter action of all the weights falling off one side will cause the other side to flip over very quickly, and then all the weights will drop on the other side. So you'll be out of there in no time. But if you clip the weights on one side, then it will prevent that from happening. You'll have a hard time getting out. So don't clip the weights if you're lifting by yourself.
Well, for starters, there's the pure brute strength of it. Who doesn't love the sound of 3 plates clanging together? But more importantly, it's a reminder that I don't have to grow up and let go of lifting. just because I'm a dad and I work a desk job. I mean, I have coworkers who tell me, dude, you're 37. That's borderline midlife crisis territory. Maybe. Or maybe I just really like being able to carry all the groceries in one trip. Besides, staying strong helps me keep up with my kids. When they want me to chase them around or play piggyback rides, I'm there, and I'm not tapping out after 2 minutes.
Man, that is 295. 295 pounds. Went down, came back up. Let's go. All right, go sit there. Go. Go sit there.
I also love the goofy side of the gym. You know, the random dance moves between sets, or the ridiculous inside jokes you share with your buddies when the pre-workout starts buzzing in your brain. Once, I tried teaching my 5-year-old how to spot me during push-ups. We ended up in a tickle fight instead. Obviously, no actual spotting took place, but now, whenever I drop down for push-ups, she insists on climbing on my back for a pony ride.
Oh.